Hey guys, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. And it's been a while since I've posted anything on here. In fact, the last time that I posted anything for this series was when I reviewed the entire Undertaker Last Ride documentary. And I thought, with the entire wrestling world buzzing with excitement and in complete shock, I thought this would be a great opportunity to talk about Roman Reigns just turning heel, hooking up with Paul Heyman, and him winning the Universal title at Payback, and what all of this could mean going forward for the company's future. Ever since The Shield broke up back in 2014, the WWE have been on a mission to push Roman Reigns as not only the next top guy, but to position him as the face of the company after John Cena. But along the way, the fans have rejected Roman Reigns and hate the way that he's being pushed and shoved down our throats. And I couldn't agree more. But I don't hate Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is a great wrestler. He's got a great look. I don't think he's much of a talker, but he has delivered some somewhat decent promos, but I feel WWE have been trying to sugarcoat Roman Reigns a lot. I mean, who can forget the infamous suffering succotage line, which completely rubbed the fans up the wrong way, including me. But WWE have just ignored the fans and just gone full speed ahead with the Roman Reigns push. And moments like when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble in 2015, he was completely booed out of the building. Even when The Rock came out and endorsed him and gave him a little rub, so to speak, the fans even rejected that even more. And in the main events of WrestleMania 31, he faced Brock Lesnar and he got absolutely booed out of the building. But I thought the match was fantastic. I thought it was probably Roman Reigns' best singles match he's had since the post-breakup of The Shield. But again, WWE still went full speed ahead, pushing Roman Reigns as hard as they could, and even when he beat Triple H for the Universal title the following year at WrestleMania 32, didn't make a difference. They still booed him. In fact, they booed him even more. And then the following year, he faced The Undertaker in what we thought was The Undertaker's final match. The match was sloppy, the match was terrible, and Roman Reigns got the win. The fans rejected him even more, and I thought that moment right there should have been the chance to turn Roman Reigns heel, because the heat he got the next night on Raw was just absolutely insane. But again, WWE didn't do anything. They just carried on like nothing happened. And then the following year at WrestleMania 34, Roman Reigns faced Brock Lesnar again in the main event for the Universal title. And in my opinion, I didn't think that match was good at all. I thought their match at WrestleMania 31 was much better, and Roman Reigns looked a lot more stronger and booked better as a guy who just wouldn't give up no matter what. And they tried to do this again, but this match I felt was just a suplex fest, even when he got bloodied, which I thought was a cool visual, but at the same time it didn't make the match any better. And even when Brock Lesnar finally did beat Roman Reigns, the fans just completely crapped all over it and they were just glad the match was over. And when Roman Reigns finally did beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for the Universal title, the fans crapped all over that as well, and the fans just didn't care at all. So the question that had been asked throughout is, are they ever going to turn Roman Reigns heel? Is he just going to be another failed John Cena experiment? Because John Cena, ever since he turned face, he became the face of the company and he never turned heel once, even though the hatred for him was just off the charts. But they never did anything. They were teased moments where they could turn him heel, but they never did. So Roman Reigns has been out of action due to his leukemia, and he openly said that he wasn't going to compete due to everything that's been going on in the world lately. So he's been off TV for quite a while. He missed WrestleMania, where he was supposed to face Goldberg. I'm kind of glad that match didn't happen, because I think that match would have been terrible, but that's a whole other conversation for another time. So when Roman Reigns made his return at SummerSlam, a lot of people said that, oh, is Roman Reigns a heel now? But I spoke to a friend and he said, nah, he's not a heel. He's just going to probably be playing a little bit more rough. I said, okay, that's fair enough. So at the end of the last SmackDown, we saw Roman Reigns in the locker room sign the contract for the triple threat match for the Universal title with The Fiend and Braun Strowman. And who did we see sitting to his right? None other than the agent himself, Paul Heyman. So, Payback. Roman Reigns won the Universal title. He's now a Paul Heyman guy, and he's now working as a heel. I think this is the best thing that's come out of 2020 in a long time, and it couldn't come at a better time, because Roman Reigns, I wouldn't necessarily say he's been stale, but I do still think he could do a switch of character. But this is absolutely a brilliant move, and I think WWE have learned their mistake from the John Cena fiasco of many years ago. And I think with Paul Heyman by Roman Reigns' side, I think this would be a great thing for Roman Reigns, because he's not much of a talker on the mic. So you've got Paul Heyman, who in my opinion is one of the greatest talkers in the history of wrestling. So he can take care of the promo side of Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns could go in there and do what he does best, and that's kick ass. So I think it's a win-win situation all round. Now, some fans have asked questions, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman together, what does this mean for Brock Lesnar? Because as we all know, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman have been together for what seems like forever. I've been hearing rumours that Brock Lesnar's contract is expired and he might be leaving to either go to UFC or he might just retire completely. Some fans have said that he might go to AEW. I don't think so, but never say never, but I highly doubt that. So, what does this mean for the WWE with Roman Reigns as a heel champion with Paul Heyman as his manager? I think what they could do is book Roman Reigns a long title run, and I know some people will say, oh, but he's just going to be the same as before, they're just going to shove it down our throats. I said, not necessarily, because think about it. If you book Roman Reigns as an unstoppable heel champion, keep the title for at least maybe a good year, build him up, and this could allow other wrestlers to step their game up, and WWE can use this opportunity to create the next big babyface who will finally dethrone Roman Reigns and become the new champion. Because let's face it, we haven't got a lot of dominant faces, and Drew McIntyre I think is injured. I mean, I love Drew McIntyre, but we need a good strong babyface, and he's the only one I can think of who could probably dethrone Roman Reigns, but he's already had his moments when he beat Brock Lesnar for the title earlier this year at WrestleMania. So, who could be the next big face to beat Roman Reigns? Who knows really, but this is a golden opportunity to start building up some guys to feed Roman Reigns until finally someone comes in and slays him. So, I think overall this is a good move, and I like it a lot, and it couldn't come at a better time, because I feel Roman Reigns needed this, and it's a real breath of fresh air, and there's nobody better to make Roman Reigns look good than Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman is a genius. He's an absolute mastermind at making guys look good. Just look at what he did for Brock Lesnar. He's made Brock Lesnar look like a monster for many, many years. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this is all going to play out. But I haven't been this excited about something since Randy Orton's recent heel turn, and that's saying a lot because there hasn't really been a lot of things to get me excited in a very long time, but this is one of them, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this will play out. So, I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your thoughts on Roman Reigns turning heel? Do you think it's a good thing? What's your thoughts on Paul Heyman as the new manager for Roman Reigns? Do you think this is something that could work? How do you feel about Roman Reigns winning the Universal title? Do you think WWE could build him up as a heel champion and make him look incredibly strong so they could build up the next babyface to dethrone him? Or could this new pairing lead to the rebirth of the Dangerous Alliance stable, but in the WWE? What about Brock Lesnar? Where does he fit into all of this? You know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will be back next time. So until then, take care everybody, and stay safe.